Hi everyone, it's Jennifer here with my second video to update you on my work in Honduras this summer. So just a quick note on how I'm doing this. Before getting here, I actually thought that I would be sharing my progress every 2 weeks, but as soon as I started working, it became clear that a better way to go about it would actually be to work for the first half of the fellowship and then look back on the biggest themes and things that I found the most interesting and share my progress that way. So this particular video is about the importance of trust in the provider-citizen relationship. During the course of the research and interviews that I've done, I've been particularly interested in best practices, worst practices, lessons learned, and the biggest challenges faced by actors who currently work or have worked in the water sector in Honduras. And by and large, regardless of the sector, regardless of location or size of the projects, people I've spoken with kept bringing up 2 points that I hadn't actually considered before. One of them being what they call the low value placed on having access to clean water, and number two, the importance of trust in a relationship between provider and end user. So when speaking of greatest challenges, I always assumed that organizations would bring up infrastructure, technology, or funding. But one of the things that I hadn't considered was community attitudes. And most organizations actually cited this low value placed on clean water as being one of the greatest challenges. And essentially, people aren't willing to pay for bad service. And there are many organizations that depend on future funding models where people need to pay their water bills for them to have enough funding to do their due diligence with regard to maintenance and sustainability. And so if people do not have sufficient trust that the organization can provide a good service, they will not pay their water bill, and there will be no funding to do repairs or to keep facilities up to par. And so they really do become two mutually reinforcing cycles. And I think any organization that's coming into this context to work and wants to be successful really needs to look at this relationship and have a plan with regard to community engagement on how they will address it. And I think the more I speak with different actors, the more it keeps coming up. This is actually, in this context, very important, not just a supplementary point. So this is something really good to keep in mind as I move forward into my second phase and start looking at solutions and what solutions work where. I think building trust between the provider and the end user will always be essential. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll keep you updated with more. Thanks.